First of all, welcome everybody. Again, it's really good to see you all today, and a big thank you for all of your support to Stuart, myself and the rest of the team during the last year, because that's meant a huge amount to us. We hope that equally we've helped to support you in your businesses, and this networking event today is part of that. But at the same time, I'd like to express my thanks to every single one of you on this, because without you, we couldn't do what we do for business on a wider scale. So I'll try and catch up on the time that Stuart's taken, so that we have enough time for networking and for Maggie at the end. So what we're going to do is we're going to split into rooms. Some of you will have been on our virtual networking events before. We're going to split into rooms, but instead of being hosted this time by our own team, they're going to be hosted by Jackie Shaw, give us a wave. Carolyn Giles, give us a wave. And Greg Price. There you go, there's Greg. Thank you, Greg. As always, we're going to invite you to introduce yourself and introduce your business, and just say a little bit about what you're expecting from the chamber and from other members. What do you want from them? And then normally we do have another topical question that we suggest that we discuss in that small group, and today's no exception. But what we're going to look at is, as Stuart sort of referred to, is looking back at the challenges of 2020 and what a year that's been, and then looking forward to Christmas and next year. So it's very traditional, but I think bearing in mind what Stuart's just said, it's a little bit tougher looking back and even looking forward while we don't know what's going to be around the corner. So just a little bit, what's your experience? Were you furloughed, and how did that feel? Or actually, were you left to hold the fort, helping to secure businesses and make sure that the jobs for those people that were on furlough were there when they came back? There's sort of two sides of the garden fence on this, and the grass isn't always greener. Those that were furloughed, I know many of them, including some in my own team, were feeling quite insecure and desperate to get back to the office. Those of us that were left working and holding the fort sometimes felt that we were doing everybody else's job and not getting any extra reward for it and so on. But actually, neither was great for most of us. So it's worth reflecting on that. And then what are you looking forward to? So Christmas is going to be very different. I know myself, normally at Christmas, I see all my family, my grandchildren and so on. This year, it's going to be very different. I've got an 88-year-old mother who hasn't been too well lately, and she's going to be with us over Christmas, which means I won't be able to see my grandchildren. And that's really tough, because you're making decisions based on priorities, and really nobody likes to prioritize one part of your family over another. But we have to do what we have to do. So, we're all hopeful that the vaccination next year will make a big difference to us. But in the meantime, we have to do what's right, and we have to continue, as Stuart says, to support each other, whether that's professionally, emotionally, within our families and so on. We're all in this together. And you'll have seen our membership campaign earlier this year, which was very much based around the hashtag Stronger Together. And I think that's never ever been more true than now. So lots to think about. The hosts, Jackie, Greg and Carolyn in the rooms, are going to host them. And the reason they're there is because they are well qualified to support us through and signpost us, help us if we do feel we need that extra little bit of support as we go into Christmas and the new year. So I'm going to hand over to Olivia, who's now going to split us into our rooms. And I look forward.
How long do we have for this? Sorry, just reconfirm, how long do we have?
I think we've got
15 minutes.
15 minutes.
15, thank you.
Are we all back in this room now? I'm looking at Olivia to tell me we are all here.
We are. I didn't get a chance to warn my group, so I'm really sorry, guys. You kind of got thrown out.
Oh dear.
Yeah, I had the same experience. I was mid-flow.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. I'm sorry, we did extend it 5 minutes because of where we were not only overrunning, but people had a lot of good input. So that means we've shortened this bit somewhat. So we have until, well, we've only got about 5. I think I can give it a little bit longer, but just literally a couple of minutes each to feedback how people were in the room. So perhaps if I could start with my room and ask Jackie just to sort of feedback. How did you feel that went, and what was the general feeling in the room, and anything you want to highlight? Just 2 minutes. You're on mute, Jackie. Sorry, Jackie, you're on mute. Jackie, you're on mute.
Got it.
There we are.
Thank you. I think generally our group were very open and honest, so thank you very much for sharing your experiences. People's experiences of 2020 were, I was very encouraged by how adaptable the businesses in the room had been actually, and how they had managed to adapt to the circumstances. Clearly, there were businesses, as I think all businesses were, who were shocked when we all went into lockdown 1, because I think a lot of people were and didn't see that coming, as many people didn't. And then businesses began to adapt to that situation, and some of them have really capitalised on that. In fact, some of them have increased their turnover as a result of it, which has been really encouraging. And so therefore the outlook for 2021 is actually very positive. One of our members in our room had started a new business and had actually moved to the area locally, anew, and therefore that had been very difficult and very restrictive, because obviously they hadn't been able to go out and meet people other than on Zooms and via LinkedIn, which you can imagine would be very difficult. So for 2021, overall, the outlook from the group was positive. We did have brain tumour research. Mel was there from brain tumour research in there. And obviously that's been very difficult for them because they don't get the furlough benefits that other businesses have obtained. So please keep them in your mind. Please do, if you can, support them as your charity of the year, because they need the money to do the work that they have, for all of the people who are suffering from brain tumours. So please do think about them as your charity of the year. But for Christmas, many people are going to be separated from their family. If you're Ollie, actually that works quite well for you because he can just be with his immediate family. If you've got grandchildren, that doesn't necessarily work so well for you because you don't get to see them. And everybody's just going to make the best of it, I think, is really the way that it's going to run. Lots of people are doing Zooms with their families, Christmas quizzes, that sort of thing. Business-wise, people are pretty optimistic. We were very fortunate to have Jeff, who's an accountant, in the room, and he thinks that we'll all, focus on things pretty well and manage our way through, even if there is a recession during 2021, and that we'll all adapt quite well to that. So overall, quite optimistic picture for 2021.
Thanks, Jackie. Really appreciate that. We're going to have to really whistle stop through the next two. I'm sorry, but perhaps. Oh, I've lost you. Where have you gone? Are you still here, Greg? Sorry, I was looking up and down, scanning up and down the list there. Greg, do you want to give a bit of feedback from your room?
Yeah, of course. Thanks, Stuart. Hopefully people can still hear me. I keep getting a bit of a pause, but no, I mean, very similar to what Jackie was just saying. I think there's an acknowledgement of the challenges that 2020 has thrown us all, but there's also been, quite a lot of positives that have come out from those challenges. I mean, a lot of the individuals within our group, we're talking about their particular kind of business has kind of benefited, for example, IT solutions, or kind of online HR, sort of support. these are things that businesses have needed, and they've needed quickly. So their challenge has been about managing that demand, and hopefully, you know, going into 2021, they can continue to kind of stay on top of that. So I think, yeah, it was an acknowledgement that there has been, like you said, Stuart, you know, we're all in the same storm, but we're definitely in different boats, and how sometimes it's difficult because you don't want to sort of blow your own trumpet too much about, you know, actually we've done really well this year. But you know, because we are all aware of the bad things that have happened as well. But going into 2021, I think it's about making the most of those positive changes, but also, yeah, a little bit of looking forward to those things we do miss, like connecting in person. And I think, you know, there will come a point this year where we will be able to do that, and hopefully we'll find a nice balance between the two, where we can keep the good things that have happened, but go back to those things that we're missing.
I completely agree, and thank you for that. Finally, we'll go to Carolyn Giles. If you could do just a 2-minute sum up, and then we'll move on. Thank you, Carolyn.
No problem. I'll be very, very brief. I think one of the things that our group reflected on was really a sense of loss. That for some people, you know, they'd lost clients, and, you know, roles had been lost. But alongside that was some real positivity and some really lovely examples of where innovation has come to the fore, where people have got new roles and are doing something really quite exciting going forward, and looking at different ways of working. And I think that innovation is probably the thing that came through more than anything else in terms of the positivity. There was some reflection on the psychological impacts of furlough, as you know, as Helen mentioned right at the beginning, and how actually for some firms they got to a point where rotating people made more sense, so that you had people who were able to come back to work when they could, but also reflected that the second lockdown for some people was even tougher than the first. And I think I would personally say that I'd noticed a lot of people who'd really got through up to that point, and then suddenly that just hit them like a ton of bricks in a way they weren't expecting. So I guess for those of us that are predicting there may be a third lockdown, we ought to be aware of that potential impact on our teams, our colleagues, and our friends. But I think, you know, as we said, some companies will find that actually this has been too much, and they may be struggling through for the next few months while furlough is still in place, but we may see some drop off in 2021, 22. But I think the key message, as everybody's saying, is I think as a chamber and as a group of people, we're all pretty positive people, and what we'll do is we'll make the most of what there is, and that innovation is going to shine through, and those new ways of working could be quite exciting for people. So that's kind of how we left it, was some difficulties to reflect on, but some excitement to look forward to.
Yeah, thank you, Carolyn. I think I sense everyone's feeling a bit more positive. I know we're going to have still a little bit of a dark time over the next few months, but I sense everyone is definitely looking positively forward. And I agree with what Jeff said about the ability of this economy to bounce back. When you see that we technically jumped out of recession for a quarter when lockdown was lifted, I think there'll be an awful lot of pent-up demand. And when we can go back to some sort of business as usual, then we will. And I would just urge you all to hang on in there. I too am amazed how everyone's pivoted. I know that's the new word. It's a management word. You can put that on your management, pardon me, but bullshit bingo thing. We've all pivoted. We've all done things differently. We're all picking up the best parts, like, you know, Zoom. I used to travel to Taunton once a month. It's not far, but it would take a whole afternoon to do a 1-hour meeting, and you suddenly think, why were we doing that? So we're picking up the best bits of technology and what have you. With the benefit of foresight, we should have been probably using these things earlier. But then if we had that sort of foresight, we'd have all invested in hand sanitizer, Zoom, and home delivery companies about 12 months ago, and we'd all be millionaires. So without further ado, I'm about to hand over now to Maggie Irving, who will do a far better job of cheering us up than I can. But I do leave you with this final question before I hand over to Maggie, that if one of Santa's helpers gets symptoms, do they have to go into elf isolation? Maggie.
It's a cracker.
Yay!
Hello, everyone. Never underestimate the power of laughter, isn't it, for improving your spirit. So I'm just going to do a quick 10 minutes of creating some games and interaction to get you kind of letting your hair down. My business is comedy, comedy for the stage, comedy for business, public speaking, mental health, and running some funny events online. Well, gone from running events in places, in pubs and bars and meeting rooms to Zoom, hooray. So I just want to start off actually. Could you all choose a name? Now you've got a choice of 2 names. One's Hayley and one's Bailey. So it's up to you. Does Hayley or Bailey? And well, the reason will become clear in a minute. So, but a little starter. So I would normally do this in a room, and it's about the Christmas cracker. So inside this Christmas cracker is an amber stone put in specially by me and a joke. Funny thing about jokes, a trainee GP came to my session once, and I said to him, so why have you come to do a comedy writing session? And he said, I just want to be able to tell a Christmas cracker joke and make it funny. I said, I'm not that good, but hey. So you got a choice. It's called Heads and Tails. You might have played this before. So if you got the choice, I'm gonna flick a coin out. And you can choose between putting your hands on your head or putting your hands on your bottom. And like I said, inside this is an amber stone. I just want to give you the qualities of an amber stone. Good for that balances emotions, attracts good luck, eliminates fears, relieves a headache. Who doesn't want to win this, eh? Clears the mind, dissolves negative energy, and helps develop patience and wisdom. I have a bag by my bed. Okay, so you got the chance of winning one. So this is a cracker that you're going to go for. So choose heads or tails, everyone. Heads or tails. Now, if you've chosen heads and it's tails, you're out, everyone. You're out. Could we go on to gallery, actually, please, so I can see everybody and they can see everybody in the room? That'd be brilliant. Thank you. So here we go. Whoop, and it's tails. So if you chose tails, you're out. So choose heads or tails. Heads or tails. Are we ready? Oh, it's tails again.
Maggie, you said if you choose tails, you're out, but it was tails.
Yes, tails. If it was tails, you're in.
Yeah. Who's left? How do we know who's left?
Start again.
Did I tell you I was a cloud? I just missed that little bit. A cloud like Rudolph, yeah? You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Okay, so now that I've given you the wrong instructions, I thought I'll give you the right ones, yeah? Just to get you listening. Okay, so here we go again. Can we go on gallery so we can see everybody? That would be fantastic.
Are we starting again now?
Yeah. So choose heads or tails. Heads or tails, folks. Oh, here we go again. Boom. It's tails. So if you chose heads, you're out. Let's do this again. Whoop. It's heads. If you chose tails, you're out. And could we have the can I have the gallery viewing? Because I can't see.
You have to change it yourself, Maggie. It's in the top right of the screen.
Oh, I see.
Should come up.
View. Oh, brilliant.
Gallery view.
Oh, I'm seeing red. I'm seeing red. A sea of red. Thank you. Okay, who's in? Put your hands up if you're still in. Mark.
And Daphne. Mark and Daphne. I think it's
Mark and Daphne.
Mark and Daphne.
Okay, so one choose heads and one choose tails, I suggest. Okay, here goes a lucky person. 3, 2, 1. It's tails.
Yeah, it's Daphne.
Oh,
Hey,
Daphne.
bravo to Daphne. Okay, so this time I want you to put your best smile on your face. Yeah, and I just want you to kind of look across to someone in the room and smile at as many people as you can. Really try and see if you can catch their eye. Actually, just okay. Awesome, fantastic grimaces here. Oh, Ollie. Ollie's going, why? I don't have to smile. Okay, and just relax. Okay, so this time I'm going to ask you just to raise your eyebrows, just like that. Raise your eyebrows. Just see if you can catch the eye of people in the room. So 3, 2, 1, go. Just raise your eyebrows. Fantastic. Lovely. Oh, some people look very surprised. I like that. Okay, and relax. So here, this here. You all know what this is, don't you? And you know how it is. It's mistletoe.
Mm.
You know, the kisses this year, folks. You know, they're banned, aren't they? They're just banned. So, but in Zoom they're not banned. So let's be a little bit daring, shall we? So you've raised your right arm. So this time I want you to do your best pout. Now, before you do a pout, you can do a big pout that looks like this, or you can do a little pout that looks like this. So in 3, 2, 1, throw a big pout or a little pout at as many people in the room as you want. 3, 2, 1, go. Oh, Ollie's. Come in close. Oh, Samantha's blowing to everybody, blowing kisses to everybody, Samantha. That's, oh, and Stuart's going mad. Yeah, really, a real chance actually to connect here, folks. And the final one, I want you to do a wink. That's a wink. I want you to wink at as many people in the room as possible. Okay, oh, Karen's got a great wink there, fantastic wink. So 3, 2, 1, go. Olivia's got a fab wink. Stuart's got sustained wink. Okay, yeah, try and wink with your other eye now, folks. Wink with your other eye. Oh, and Mel is winking and raising her eyebrows. That is brilliant. Oh, Jackie's doing a very subtle wink. Oh, she's doing double wink. One wink with one eye and one wink. Oh, and Stuart too. That's fantastic. Wow. This is amazing. Okay, so it's just that kind of moment where we start to look and see each other and interact. So you know what, it's been a year of drama, hasn't it? And my background is drama and theatre and performance. In theatre and performance, we're always working together as a team from all sorts of different positions, from the lighting directors to the stage managers to the actors and an audience. And in business, it's the same, that kind of team spirit. And I certainly think there's a fantastic team spirit here with the chamber. So we're going to play a little game. In business, we want to get noticed, especially when, the times get tough. So this is called A Director's Coming. Just lose the kissing look. So the director's coming. So I'm going to give you some actions to do. They're really simple and we're all going to do them together. So if I say stage right, you all slide across to stage right. So stage right, 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, and good. Center stage. Stage left. Center stage. Read a script. Okay. Trapdoor, that means you duck. Trapdoor, duck down. Good. Center stage. And the big one, now this is really important, director's coming. So this is where you want to shine. You want that director to notice you. So it might look something like this. Director's coming. Yeah. So, okay, director's coming. Go. Oh, Mark's waving his hands. Fantastic. Yeah, get note. Oh, and he's doing a dance. Okay, cool. And the other one, we've had a lot of melodrama this year, haven't we? A lot of drama. So this time, when I say melodrama, it's a big gesture of melodrama. Big gesture. Okay. So you and it's Christmas. We've just done a lot of blowing kisses, and so the last one is love scene. So create a love scene. Yeah, love scene. 3, 2, 1, go. Oh, give yourselves a hug, Dave Meadows. I love that. That's fantastic. Self-hug.
That was sounding very dodgy, Maggie. We've got 1 minute. You have 1 minute. I'm going to have to call time in 1 minute.
So here we go. Some action. Stage left. Stage right. Director's coming. Oh, fantastic. Read a script. Trapdoor. Director's coming. Hey, fantastic. Melodrama. Okay, all the Haleys relax and all the Baileys. Director's coming. So you got one of you's watching and one of you looking. Director's coming. Sorry. Stage left. Center stage. Melodrama. Who are you liking here? Who are you liking? And switch, Baileys, you're on stage. Switch around. So, stage left. Trapdoor. Read a script. Melodrama. And director's coming. Okay, Dave, who's gonna get the job, folks? Who's in pole position? Give yourself a big clap on the back. Big clap. That's it, folks. I've got any more time. Thank you.
Oh, I'm sorry. Thank you for that. Thank you for keeping us amused, and I've probably got a crick in my neck now from all that activity. I'm not used to.
I've got very bright red cheeks because this blooming jumper is making me boiling hot.
I couldn't put mine on. It was just too hot. I would have keeled over, I'm afraid. So it's not that I'm a Christmas Grinch or anything.
Thank you, Maggie.
We've really got to wrap up now. So I'm really sorry. Could I just very quickly, firstly, thank you, Maggie. Thank you to Carolyn and Greg and to Jackie for hosting the rooms. Could I just mention our Memory Matters campaign on social media? So this is sharing Christmas memories, your favorite Christmas song, your favorite Christmas photo, your favorite Christmas present. When you do, click on the link, make a donation to Just Giving. It can be really, really short, small, even it doesn't matter if it's just £1. Make a donation on Just Giving. Share that photo, share your favorite Christmas song, your lyrics, your favorite memory, whatever it is, just share it. And we will draw from those who enter it on any of our social media channels with a chance to win a fantastic hamper. So please look out for that. I have an incredibly embarrassing photo of me at Christmas, which if we reach target, I will share. So, right. Well done all. Merry Christmas.
Is it possible to have a director's coming photograph of everyone?
Very quickly. We've overrun by 2 minutes. Go, everyone. Director's coming.
Is Olivia taking it or am I taking it?
I don't know.
Okay, I'll do it. 3, 2, 1, and action! Woo! You're looking gorgeous. Don't go in the red, folks.
All right. Right, thanks, everyone. Thanks for sticking with us. I'm sorry we've slightly overrun. I appreciate you've all got really busy diaries. Great to see you all. Thanks for joining us, and we will catch you next time. Merry Christmas, everyone.
Bye.
Take care.